A lot of people have been taught to trust the wrong signs. In the context of health and fitness, people think just because they're sweating, it means it must be working. Just because they're sore the next day after a workout, they think that that workout was effective. Just because they leave exhausted from that workout, they assume that they made some type of progress. But here's the truth: sweat is a response, it's not proof of progress. And just because something feels hard or challenging doesn't mean it's necessarily helping or even beneficial to you. That's one of the biggest illusions in fitness. And that's what I want to talk about this week. Why sweating is not proof of progress. Peace, love, light, and healing. I'm Nariah, the owner of Iron City Biomechanics, and we help bridge the gap between healthcare and fitness. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is judging a workout by how wrecked it made them feel instead of by what it actually taught their body to do. A lot of people have been trained to believe that a workout counts if it leaves them drenched in sweat, sore the next day, out of breath, laid out on the floor, just rethinking their life choices. And I get it. Sweat feels convincing. You can see it, you can feel it. It gives people this sense of, yeah, I did something. But sweat is not progress. Sweat is just a response. It's just a biological response. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. Your body, it sweats to cool itself down. For those that may not have known that, not to insult anyone's intelligence, but that's it. It's just to cool you down. It's not your body. It's not because your body is. It doesn't help your body improve in any way. It does not help with gait. It does not help with posture. It does not. Your body does not sweat because you finally trained the right pattern. You can sweat because it might be hot inside, or outside. The room could be humid. You had too much caffeine. You can also sweat because you're stressed, you're anxious, or because the workout was really that intense. But none of that automatically tells your body if it's actually capable of becoming more, I should say, becoming more and getting stronger. It does not communicate that to your body. And that distinction matters, especially for men and women over the age of 40. Because by that point, most men and women folk are not looking for just random exhaustion. They want something that actually improves their life. They want more strength, less pain if they deal with chronic pain, more mobility, more balance, more energy, more confidence in their body, and just trusting that it's going to be able to take them into their latter years. And that's where people can oftentimes get frustrated because they've been working so hard, they've been sweating, they've been putting in the work, they've been grinding, showing up, doing all those things, but daily life still feels harder than it should. For some people, the stairs still feel off. Getting off the floor still feels awkward, or even out of the couch. Their shoulders still stay tight. Their body still doesn't feel more capable just because they did those workouts. And now they're wondering, geez, what am I missing? Again, I've said this before, people typically attribute it to age. But what they're missing is this: hard work and progress are not automatically the same thing. Progress is about adaptation, not exhaustion. So the real question is not, did this make me sweat? The better questions are, did this improve how I moved? Did this build strength where I needed to? Did this improve my balance? Did this make me more capable in real life outside of the gym? That's why I'm not a fan of like PRs and different things like that, because that's not transferable to real life. And lastly, another question is, no, is my body adapting in a way that actually matters? Because at the end of the day, the sweat is not the proof. The adaptation is. And this is where the fitness industry has confused a lot of people because so much marketing is built around intensity, going after it, grinding, working like that's I just get it, I get it. They push burning more, sweating more, push harder, leave it all on the floor. That sounds exciting, but it trains people to judge workouts by how wrecked they feel instead of by what the workout is actually teaching the body to do. So now people think, if I'm not dripping, it didn't work. If I'm not sore, then it wasn't enough. If I'm not exhausted, I'm not making progress. And it's just so far from the truth, it's just ridiculous. And that mindset causes people to miss the kind of progress that actually matters. Because real progress is often it's quieter than people expect. It looks like walking with better posture. Those things aren't sexy. Having less tension in your shoulders. Again, that's something that's not sexy. Feeling more stable in one leg when you're walking, being able to get up from the floor more smoothly, climbing the stairs with more confidence, moving through the day with less pain, or being able to recover better, being able to breathe better. That kind of progress, it doesn't always look dramatic. It's not always sexy, but that's the kind of progress that actually changes your life. The boring stuff. Because the goal isn't to just survive a workout, but it should be to build a body that works better in real life. That is what I preach to my clients. And sometimes sweating a lot can even hide bad strategy. A person can be working so hard, sweating hard, and still reinforcing poor movement patterns, bad compensations, instability, overuse of certain muscle groups, training that does not match their goals. Oftentimes of what a lot of people are doing. And so that's very dangerous because the intensity makes it feel productive. In fact, a drenched shirt can make this function look like a person is very disciplined. And those are not the same thing. Those are not the same thing. So here's what I want you to start asking after a workout for those who partake in that type of lifestyle. Not did I sweat enough or did I burn enough calories? Ask, did I move with quality? Did I train what I actually needed to move better as a human? Do I feel more capable or just more tired? And is this actually helping me out outside of just the workout, not just during it? Is this going to help me outside of the gym? Those questions will lead you to better training because the goal is not just to survive a session. The goal is to build a body that works better in real life. And at Iron City Biomechanics, that's what we care about. We're not just looking for whether you worked hard. We're looking at whether your body is improving in the ways that matter. Movement quality, balance, gait, posture, force transfer on your body. Is one side working harder than the other? Are you confident in your everyday movements? Has your pain started to reduce? And sometimes that work is intense. Don't get me wrong. We do work out intensely, but sometimes it's not. But the point is never to chase that feeling. The point is to create a meaningful adaptation. So if you've been working hard, sweating a lot, and still feel like your body isn't becoming more capable, don't just assume you need to go harder. You may need a standard for what progress actually is. Because sweating is not the enemy. So I'm not against sweating. but it's just not the proof that you're progressing. Real progress is when your body starts becoming stronger, more coordinated, more resilient, and more useful for life outside of the gym, and useful for the life that you actually want to live. So remember, just because it feels hard, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily helping you. And if you want real progress, don't chase sweat. Chase the right adaptation. If this resonates with you, this week's blog goes deeper into that, and you can check that out at our website at www.ironcitybiomechanics.com. And if you're tired of just working hard without seeing the kind of results that actually improve your life, the best next step is scheduling a movement assessment, a movement diagnosis with us at our website. That's where we look at what your body actually needs, what patterns are holding you back, and what kind of training will create a real progress instead of just more sweat. Again, I'm Naraya, and just because it feels intense doesn't mean it's moving you forward. Peace, love, light, and healing.